Well, good evening. I want to welcome all of you to the Wigan Auditorium here for the special ceremony. I want to first welcome Mayor Bonfanti, his wife Dottie, his daughter Leah and her family, Sergeant Dave and his family. I know his brothers, sisters are here, and it's just so wonderful to have so many of his family, his friends, colleagues, people who he worked with at City Hall. We have a number of elected officials. And all of us are here for one reason, is because we hold Mayor Bonfanti in such high regard and recognize all the contributions that he made to the city of Peabody in his many years of service to Peabody. Being in this position, Being in this position now for over 4 years, and you know, it's amazing that the different things that you're approached with and the different issues that pop up, and it's really given me obviously a very deep perspective and understanding of the job, and I've only grown to admire Mayor Mike even more being in this position and seeing those difficult and challenging decisions and trying to work through problems and move the city forward as best we can in a very tight, difficult economic environment. And time and time again, I think about advice that he's given me over the years, and he's given me many pieces of advice. I've called him on a number of occasions, and he's always been very gracious and generous with helping me, giving me advice or his perspective on things. But he always kept it very simple in the things that I remember most. And one I remember was very early on, and he just said to me, always do what's best in your heart and what you think is best for the city of Peabody. Always keep that in mind. And I always have, and I always try to do the best I can. And the second piece of advice was make sure I take vacations with my family. And I know how important his family is to him, important my family is to me, and I think about that because the job can be all-consuming, it can be overwhelming, it can be, really can control your life. And I think about his words often and try to sneak away with my family as much as I can. And those are just a couple of examples of things that Mayor Bonfanti has helped me with. Very lucky and very pleased that we were able to dedicate last year the South Peabody Nature Trail and Conservation in the area right over near the Sid's Pond in his honor, in Mayor Bonfanti's honor. It's close to where he grew up, and I know how important that area is to him. It's the area of South Peabody. But also it was a project, many projects that he had his fingerprints on in this city. We're celebrating this 100th year of the city of Peabody, and I think of the many, many people who contributed over the years to making this city very successful and making the city that I'm proud to lead. And Mayor Bonfanti just did an incredible job and really left his mark on the city of Peabody. And I'm very proud to stand up here and be with him, to want to say a few words on his behalf. We are going to raise a couple of, we have one picture that we're going to be putting up on the mayor's wall. We have a spot right over there that I'm going to ask the mayor and Dottie to put up a little later. And also we have this beautiful portrait that we're going to be unveiling as well. But I wanted to introduce the man of the hour and a man that I'm proud to call my friend, Mayor Mike Bonfanti.
You notice I have to pull it down? Good evening. You know, it is an honor to be here, and I'm really pleased to see so many of you. But I just want to clarify one thing. There was a rumor out here that I was going to be hung tonight. My picture is going to be hung. That's my grandson, Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Yep. You know, a few of you have heard me comment in the past that when I was a kid, I knew I was going to be mayor of the city of Peabody. And that's true. But you probably have not heard about the prophecy. When I was a kid growing up at Tucker's Court, I was kind of one of those rambunctious kids, you know, one that the neighborhood mothers would basically say, I don't want you playing with my kids. Well, one day, inadvertently, I threw a rock through somebody's window. And I heard a couple of the mothers talking right after that, and the comment they made stayed with me to this date. They said, one of the mothers said, "Mark my words, his picture will be on the police department wall." Well, you know, when you think about it, that's true. Because prior to 1970, the police station was located downstairs here. So that prophecy basically came true. My picture is going to be on this wall. You know, I wanted to say a couple of words, but for me to make it sound like sense, could we unveil this portrait? No, come on over. Yeah. And you'll all be happy because my wife, knowing that I have the tendency to go on and on and on, made me write down here, "Keep remarks brief." In the audience tonight, I have the person who actually painted that for me. Little story, we have become friends. His profession is that of a mailman, and I happen to see his work. He did Sonia White's, which is hanging at the library. His name is John Johansson. John? Just a couple of weeks ago, John's father, who was a former Peabody policeman, was honored at a ceremony at the police station. John? You know, when I look at this portrait, I don't see my own image. What I see is the faces of all those who made this ceremony possible, and hopefully my service as a mayor successful. I see the faces of family, friends, and supporters who encouraged me to seek office and whose efforts, guidance, and hard work helped me to get elected. I see the faces of the thousands of Peabody citizens I met during my tenure who put their faith in me and elected me to serve them as their mayor for 10 years. I see the faces of my administrative staff and the city employees who, through their hard work, dedication, and loyalty, kept the city running and running well during my term as mayor. I see the faces of all the elected city officials and appointed board members I served with, whose guidance and participation in the governance of Peabody made it the great city it is. I am deeply honored to have my portrait placed in City Hall and hope that it serves as a symbol of the team effort it takes to make a city great. No one person leads a city. It takes an awful lot of people working together for the good of a community to make a great city. We are fortunate in Peabody that we have great people who care about our community, bring it pride, and make it great. And I thank all of you for the honor that you are doing for me. I appreciate it, and hopefully I am worthy of that honor. Thank you. Thank you. One final comment. Gee, do I hate the word viewing when they made reference to this.
So, well done, Mayor. And we are going to The portrait, Mayor Bonfanti and I and Mary Bellavance are going to come up with the appropriate place, but it will hold a place of honor here in City Hall, as it should be, for a man who always represented the city with honor and integrity, and with a deep sense of pride for the city of Peabody. And we'll be finding the appropriate place here in City Hall for the portrait. We are going to be putting in, I know, Mary, where's Mary? Where's the picture? Right behind me? So this picture will go on the wall of mayors, and Mayor, why don't you and I go put that picture up there now?